Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee with Lisa. I'm Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp. It is Sunday, June 15th, 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new to this podcast, please be sure to check out my website at lisahopp.com. It's all about my work, all about upcoming events, and also you can schedule an appointment with me on any page on my website. And for those of you who listen every week, thank you so much. Whatever platform you're listening from, I am very grateful. As always, I'll remind you that I'm on YouTube under Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp. So like, subscribe, and share if you're listening there. I'm also on Facebook under business page Lisa M. Hopp, Spiritual Coach and Medium. I'm on Instagram under Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp as well. So please go to those sites and follow, because I post things all the time, truths, inspirations, and I will be posting more in the future. Very presently, actually. So in the near future. So thank you. Please go there and follow. And if you ever have any ideas for topics for me to cover, please email me at serenityharbor@verizon.net. I would appreciate it so much. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers, whether biological or father figure, foster, step, adopted, in whatever role that you play a father. Happy day to you. I hope it's a good one. And with that said, I had another topic in mind today, but with the events this week, I thought it was an appropriate day to bring up the patriarchal energies of this universe along with the matriarchal energies of this universe. So I have a little clickbait line of the battle of the sexes, but it's not about men and women. It's about energy. We have to and should have a blend, a balance of the patriarchal energies of this universe and the matriarchal energies. Both are needed. Both are in all species, in all relationships. Even same-sex relationships have the masculine with the feminine. It has to be there to be healthy, to be peaceful, to be balanced, to be spiritually in line. And so what is happening at this time in our world is that there have been many millennia of a shift or an imbalance of the patriarchal energy. But we're in a time where the matriarchal energy is rising. And so it's being met instinctively, based in fear and imbalance, by the patriarchal energy trying to press it down, trying to stop it. And I used the word just now of fear. It's all because of fear. Because we have been in times where we're used to the imbalance. We are used to the more masculine energy having the power, having the power. I'm sorry I stumbled there. It's been quite a week, and I've been very impacted by it empathically. And so it's the patriarchal energy, for the most part, brings the violence. And this is not about men versus women. It's again about energy. Brings war. It brings solutions that are more like that, rather than ones that go towards the nurturing, the peace, the let's work out the resolution. And so we have a week, don't we, where there's been an impromptu war started. There have been there has been genocide, atrocities. There has been anger, more violence, more insecurity, more fear from those who are used to having the power and now don't want to lose it because they don't know what that means. They don't know what it means to have more balance because it's not been there in their lifetime or in their histories. So, and what they've known. And so, and I'm saying "and so" a lot, and I apologize. Finding my words. We are coming into a time on this earth where the energy that is more aligned with peace and healing and resolution is trying to land. And so women and matriarchal energy as a whole is coming into more alignment, more power. It wasn't that long ago, 50, 60 years, I think only 50, where a female couldn't sign off on a loan by herself or have a credit card because of the structures in place. It wasn't long enough ago where we had Civil War, World War I, World War II. It is common for serial killers to be more men, though there have been women serial killers, yes. But there is a balance over to the male. So we are trying to come into a time where not that women take over or matriarchal female energy takes over. It's coming into balance because we need both. All women have a masculine side, as all men have a female side, a matriarchal side. But they're often taught, men, to block it, to bury it, to not cry. And so we tend to get quite excited sometimes about men who can show their feelings, because we know that they live on an earth that does not promote it. We're coming into a time when women show their strength and their leadership. They've always been those who have brought solutions. But we're coming into a time where they're able to rise up more and are called to. And we're coming into a time, well, the masculine side will allow it more. But right now there's a fight. And so there's fear on both sides. And there just feels this week a bit of escalation. Violence is never the way. It only destroys. Peace does not come through violence. Peace only comes through surrender and resolution. Seeking out how to come to that place. Wars destroy. There's so much good in this world right now. There is so much beauty. There is so much loveliness in people. But there's also monsters in this world right now with power that wish to fight to keep their power, because they do not want to submit to a resolution-based world. Only if they get their way, but not in any way of that feminine energy. They want to keep them down. I remember years ago now that the series Handmaid's Tale was recommended to me to watch, and I tried. I didn't make a season because I knew at that time that it was a risk in some way for someone of that to be reality. And we have seen scenes, we have seen experiences and actions that have made that so. You can't keep down what is right. You can't keep down higher consciousness. You can't keep down love. You can't keep down anything peaceful, anything for a higher good, anything that looks out for each other. We're all one. We're all made in oneness. Evil can have a victory in battle, but it never wins a war. It never has. It never will. But right now, these times can be incredibly scary because innocents are suffering and propaganda is high. You can't trust in what you used to be able to trust. You have to be wary of everything, but still keep faith and hope and belief. Especially belief and faith in the higher good winning out. I remember when this present Pope was close to being elected, and I had meant to, but I didn't, and I'm sorry about that. I'd meant to actually get an actual quote from a nun that was interviewed by NBC's, I believe NBC, maybe CBS's Norah O'Donnell. And she was wonderful because she actually predicted the current Pope before the Pope was elected. And he was I think he was, he was part of who was mentioned, but he wasn't like the top guy. And she said something so wonderful, and I'm paraphrasing because I unfortunately didn't look it up. But you could tell that she was a nun who was called to be a priest. But she had a good, healthy attitude. She said the church needed women because women were the ones who were behind the resolutions. They were the problem solvers. They were, she did not say it this way, but part of the glue. Women are always needed as men are, but they're supposed to work in unison, not one against the other, not one harming, not one hurting. I get so grieved and sad, the amount of harm going on and misunderstanding, accusations. People talked about like they're monsters when they're not, just for the sake of having an excuse to harm. There's never a reason to harm. And what you don't understand, find out about, question, ask. We should be very careful to judge because we don't know a stranger's story, and we honestly don't altogether know the story of those we think we know. Because we're not privy to the inside of someone and all their thoughts and all their feelings. We just don't know it all. Even if you're very close to the person, even if it is a spouse or a best friend, you don't know it all. There is not one person on this earth that knows me fully, that knows every single thing about me. because I haven't talked about it all. And it applies, I'm sure, to everyone. Even someone who would say they're an open book probably has skipped 1 or 2 pages with someone. So you shouldn't judge, really, we're told. But you really cannot, because you don't have enough to go on. Can you hope that people are kind? Yes. It's so important to be kind and grateful and help each other and to understand and to say, no, that's not acceptable, no matter who it is. That's not acceptable. Hate is taught. Fear is taught as well, because it's based on survival. But we are in a time where we understand about science and quantum physics and energy, and that there really isn't anything to fear. We're just going off our past with fear and surviving on this earth. During those times when we had to gather food instead of go to our grocery store and ward off harm from our village. I was thinking yesterday about how if there was someone plopped into our current society, our current world, from the 1700s, the 1800s, the 1900s even, the early part, and how blessed we are today. We don't have to wash our clothes by hand. We have electricity. We have so much going for us, so we have to watch that it doesn't go against us. We literally have to go to gyms or parks to exercise because we don't get to exercise as much through working to keep our livelihoods going. We have so many blessings through technology, through our own mindset of inventions. Our air is better for right now, as long as we keep fighting for it. Our water is better now, as long as we keep fighting for it. There's so much that is better. And so it's so important to feel and see those blessings and to always stand and feel what is right consciously in our higher consciousness. What happens to the least among us impacts us too. You may think it doesn't impact you, what is happening with I want to put it right. You may think that what's happening with populations, because it doesn't impact you personally, it does impact you personally. Everything has a residual effect. What you let go will arrive at your doorstep. What you say is not your problem will arrive at your home as a problem. We don't get away with anything here. So how do you help? Well, you use, on this Father's Day, your matriarchal abilities. You have to have the compassion, the love, the gratitude, the higher feelings. And you don't have to even though that's happening this weekend, it doesn't mean you have to get out and protest. You can do it through your own energy, sending it out from inside of you to this nation and this world. And you also do it through small actions of kindness. Opening a door, smiling, kind. That is how we help each other. The smallest is just as important as the largest. We all matter. What we can't do is give up, get angry, get hateful, because it doesn't help. What you hate will keep showing itself to you. Your biases will keep showing themselves to you. What you're angry about will keep creating. You literally put out a signal every time you feel and think and talk. But the feeling is the strongest. It is that heart and brain together where we feel, even if we feel rage, rightfully, what you signal out comes back around. It keeps creating and creating and creating on a loop. Yes, what is important is say, I'm not going to have this anymore. You can say that and do that. And that usually happens, actually. It usually happens when you get diagnosed with an illness. And it changes your life. Or it could be that you go through something in a relationship and it changes you and you say, not anymore. It could be in any way. It could be in your wealth mentality, where you get tired of not having enough and you say, not anymore. But then you go at it. You don't go at it with anger. You go at it with determination and feelings that are higher. Feelings of abundance, of peace, of calm, and especially, all cap it, love, compassion. Put yourself in others' shoes if you need to at times. If you struggle. What might that be like? If you can't, that's fine. You often don't even have to. But you go with those higher emotions and you keep them as much as you can, and you're doing your part. Because the heart is stronger. We're realizing, and cardiologists are realizing, that the heart has much more going on than we ever realized. It's much more powerful. It has much more energy. It has much more neurons. It is just much more to it. When you well up that heart with love, with gratitude, with joy, you can change not only your whole life, but the life of the earth. Because you link it in when you do that with the mind. And the mind and the heart feed off each other. And when they feed off of each other in the highest way, positive change happens. Positive creation. But when you focus on anger and rage and hate and anxiety and worry and any stress, then the heart and the brain become misaligned. They are not working at full measure. They kind of break up. And so not only are you getting what you don't want on a loop, but you're also probably going to have a health matter. You're also probably going to see things happening in your environment that you don't like. Because all health is an imbalance. It comes from an imbalance. of stress and rage and anger and not depression, because you can be sad, but a lack of faith, a lack of hope, that causes issues within our body. So we've heard these simple things before. Laughter is the best medicine, because laughter raises your vibration. It's vibration, it's energy. Just like the patriarchal is energy and the matriarchal is energy, and the yin and yang is necessary. Because when the two are working together, are equal, we have optimum. We have the masculine and we have the feminine in all kinds of wonderful balance. And so we have optimum in our lives in every way. And when it's imbalance, we have chaos, we have struggle, we have atrocities, we have evil presiding. So it's an inside personal job. And I know it can be hard. It's so hard not to feel. It's so hard not to feel hope, or to not have hope, and to feel fear. But when you go to feel those emotions that you really don't want to feel, because nobody wants to feel fear. Nobody wants to feel anger, or lack of hope, or lack of faith. When you go there, find anything in that moment to feel hope about, to feel good about. Be in the present moment. Smell a flower. Take a walk. Listen to great music. Spend time with people that you love, that make you laugh, that bring you joy. Take care of your mental and emotional health. These times it's needed. I don't have a conscious understanding of living for, thousands of years, but this is harsh. This is harsh. But see the bright spots, see the silver lining, and understand that what you put out comes back. Now, I don't know how many would listen to my podcast, but I suppose there are people that think these times are great, right? They're celebrating. They love what's happening harmfully to others. Okay, you can't. I'll say this to them. You will get to experience it firsthand, and then see if you still want it for another. But for those of you who want to overcome it, who want things to be better, who want all of us to have enough, that want all of us to live in peace and love and equality, because we're all equal, whether people think that or not, or feel that or not, we are. You cannot do it just through wanting it. You have to do it through inspired action, through vibration, through energy. It's an inside job. It's the only way to get it done. But can you take a moment and have a good cry? Or get upset in some way? Yes. It's okay to feel emotions. But don't stay in emotions that you don't want creating your life. It's so important. And believe me, I understand, because I'm a feeler. This is my birthday month. I am every bit the Cancer energy. of the person who wears their heart on their sleeve and feels every wound and every feeling. And I feel it more. I feel earth. I feel other people. It's harder on the empaths right now. However, the prescription is what I've given you today. The cure is there. So know your ability, know your power, and don't slide into lack of hope or anything that is a surrender to any of these lower energies. It is a time, but it is due to balance out. It is. It just is a difficult time. And I spoke about this and wrote about this earlier. I knew that these times were coming, but gosh, it's, to know it and then to go through it, it's a whole different ball game. It's sometimes difficult to understand that we want to be here for this, but we are here for this because we choose to be. We chose to be. And we are making a difference. You are making a difference with any feeling that is higher consciousness, any gratitude, any kindness, any serving others in any way as a helper. We are here as the helpers. I hope that was helpful today and made some sense to you and helped you along. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I just wish you all the best. Many blessings, health, wholeness, peace. And once again, I don't know if I said this in the beginning, but if you're new, please go to my website, lisahop.com. And on any site you're on, if you can like, subscribe, and share, please do so. I thank you again. I'm here to help, and I hope, and you are too, and I hope I have today. Thank you. Until next time.